If your homeschool planning starts with a color-coded spreadsheet, but ends in burnout by October, I get you. I have been there. I know what it's like to pour myself into planning every subject, pour myself into planning everything I can glean from the well-trained mind or from Charlotte Mason or from Montessori. And I learned that pouring myself into every school subject only to realize I didn't actually include myself anywhere in my homeschool year. Well, if you identify with what I just shared, I get you. If you're anything like me, you might be trying to plan the perfect year for people you can't control, while also trying to keep the house clean and meals prepped and your sanity intact. Can I encourage you not to do this year? Today, I share the 11 essential steps to plan a wholehearted homeschool year that includes you, not just as an educator or the scheduler of all the things, but as a real human with your needs, your interests, and your deep sense of purpose included too. If we haven't met, I'm Teresa Wiedrick. I'm the graduated homeschool mom turned life coach in the homeschool mom space. I'm here to support you, to shed what's not working, to lead your homeschool and your life with clarity and confidence aligned from the inside out. If this is the first time we've met, I want you to know that I make space available in my routine so that I can connect with you. You're welcome to book an aligned homeschool reset session with me. It's entirely free. It's a one-on-one mom conversation to help you clarify exactly what's going on and also learn what your next action step can be. Together, we can work toward your action plan, and you can join me to learn a little bit about what coaching could do for you. All you have to do is ask for the link or check in the comments down below. Okay, so let's get started. The 11 essential steps to help you build a wholehearted homeschool year. One that won't be built on performance. It won't be built perfectly, but it will be built on presence and your peace of mind. So let's begin. The first essential step is to learn to be realistic with your time. Some of us are wildly unrealistic with our time. Point in case. I have learned myself that the only way you can really figure out what you can do is also clarifying how much time you have to do it. You can spend weeks planning a homeschool year that looks amazing on paper, but if it requires you to have energy of a robot or the patience of a saint, it will not serve you and you will not accomplish what you want to accomplish. Instead of creating an idealized plan, plan from your actual life. Consider your energy patterns. Think about rhythms of your family. Start small. And remember, you homeschool so you can live. You're not just playing or performing school at home. You are living a purposeful life. The second essential step is to incorporate self-care as a non-negotiable. I know this from experience. It's the reason I even began coaching in this space, because in the fruit orchard, I wrote a story around self-care challenges, and I am being gentle when I say challenges. I hit a wall on a third or fourth year of my homeschool where I finally realized there was no way I could continue doing what I was doing without factoring me into it. So I wrote a book called Homeschool Mama Self-Care, Nurturing the Nurturer. I wrote it to myself and I wrote it to you. And it turns out it resonated deeply with people because I was being honest about what the challenges are in the homeschool mom life. There are amazing charms around this homeschool life, but there's also some challenges. I think you know what I mean. And I've learned this over the years, and now I see it as I'm coaching women all over the world, that you are not an accessory to your homeschool. You are at the heart of it. You are the curriculum of the homeschool. When you live a meaningful life, when you do things for yourself, your kids will learn to live a meaningful life and look after themselves too. In my early days of my parenting journey, I thought a shower without a toddler was self-care. Now, for me, it's garden walks. It's solo swims at the river. maybe even dinner with my husband. Certainly, self-care now for me means my overall mental wellness. So if I'm grappling with perimenopausal challenges, which I literally am right now, then I actually am going to address that. It means incorporating margin into my days, that I'm not jam-packing activity upon activity, hour upon hour with activities, and then not considering my energy level. Self-care means to me that I'm incorporating time to go jump on a trampoline in between conversations with other homeschool moms so I can burn off some energy, burn off the tension. This is a really useful tool as a homeschool mom. Sometimes you really just need to go jump on the trampoline or walk to the mailbox to decompress. Whatever your form of self-care, you need to do it all. And here's why. Because you're not God. You are the closest thing to God on this planet, and your reality is that you are not. And as a finite being, you don't have endless resources. You need to factor that reality into your life. The third essential step is this: accepting that you can influence your kids, but you cannot control them. It took me years to get this one. I was not trying to control. I was trying to give everybody the best thing. I was trying to make sure that everything was done, that we weren't behind. I can't make my kids feel curious, though. I can't make them cooperative or emotionally engaged. I can invite them into learning. I can offer them tools. I can model what emotional regulation looks like, but I can't force them to engage or learn or feel how I want them to feel. That is not my job. The most effective homeschool plans are not rigid. They're just interactive, flexible, responsive, the exact things I was not. And I know for many of us, these are challenges. When we leave space for our kids to be real humans, and you get to be one too, that's when we can truly influence them. The fourth essential step is to think outside the traditional learning box. Learning doesn't have to look like a school classroom. We are not trying to recreate school. That's why we homeschool. We educate from home, or some will say from community, or whatever phrase you want to use. It's just not traditional. We approach education differently. Ultimately, we're trying to create a life. Ask you, what is an education anyways? What's the purpose behind this home education? Almost everyone I ask that question to answers in some form that is similar. Ultimately, they want their kids to live a purposeful, meaningful life. I'm curious if that was part of your answer. Would you share with me down below? So if our goal is for our children to have a purposeful, meaningful life, what can we include? What can we do? What will equip them to do that exact thing? Maybe your plan includes playing math games or asking the kids to help make dinner, or maybe we'll do a nature walk while listening to audiobooks, or we'll help the neighbors or watch documentaries. All of these things can comprise an education. Also, traditional approaches, we can incorporate those too. But if our goal is a purposeful, meaningful life, then ask yourself, is the thing that we're doing today, or the variety of activities we're doing today, does it support that purposeful, meaningful life? Plan for learning that fits your lifestyle. Plan for learning that fits your kids' unique ways of engaging with the world. And plan for learning that matters to you too. You can have a seat at the homeschool table too. The fifth essential step is to pre-plan your answer to the yes question, especially for the earlier years, but really all along the journey. I know there are many questions that community outside of the homeschool community are going to ask you. The frequently asked questions, the ones like, what about socialization? You're going to get that question and other questions like it at family gatherings and at the grocery store, and maybe from your own inner critic too. So instead of getting defensive or awkward, plan your answers ahead of time. I came to the conclusion where I often said, well, we're actually rarely home. They spend time with people of all ages in real world settings every single week. Then I sip my coffee and change the subject. Having a calm and confident answer helps you remember that socialization isn't about a classroom. It's actually about relationships, learning how to communicate and connect and interact and all the things. And they're learning that. The sixth essential step to a wholehearted homeschool is to know that there isn't one right way to homeschool. It doesn't exist. There's not one right curriculum, and there's not one right way to homeschool. If you are looking at the kids right in front of you, if you're asking yourself, who is this kid? And how do they learn? What do they want to do? What's their goal in life? Probably they don't know, but they're moving toward that, and you're watching them move toward that too. If you are looking at the child in front of you, that's your goal, to raise that child up to become who they were meant to be, to live a meaningful life. So is there one right way to do that? How could there be? One of the most freeing things I've learned is that there isn't a single method, a single philosophy, or a single curriculum that's right. But there might be only one or two ways that work for you, and also they'll change too. What worked last year might not fit this year. What works for one child might not work for another. So yeah, plan, but hold that plan loosely. Trust that your confidence will grow with time and experience, but you'll most confidently know by the end of your homeschool journey that there was not one right way to homeschool. The seventh essential step to living a wholehearted homeschool is, and you're not going to like this one, but this one's really, really useful. Expect things to go sideways, right? Like, does anybody want to hear that? Things are going to go sideways some days. In fact, sometimes it's seasons. Your plan isn't going to go perfectly. It's not a failure because life isn't going perfectly. That is life. Someone will get sick. You'll hit an unexpected bump. It could be financially, it could be emotionally, it could be relationally. Then you'll have to learn to, as in the pandemic year, pivot. Homeschooling is not about avoiding chaos and making a perfect life, although I hoped it would be. I mean, the title of my website is Capturing the Charmed Life. It was my goal. And it turns out it wasn't the reality. It's a beautiful goal. But there are challenges alongside this charmed homeschool life. It isn't about avoiding that stuff. It's about growing through it together. So our goal is to build in flexibility, sometimes plan light days, leave space for margin, recognize that every day is not a perfect day, but you can go to bed and wake up and try again the next day. So, essential seventh step, expect things to go sideways some days. The eighth essential step is to prioritize fun. Yeah, fun. And I speak from experience because my middle name is a 3-letter word that ends with the letter N, but it ain't fun. Because our homeschool is not supposed to be a productivity factory. We come out of this system or this culture that teaches us that productivity is the most important thing. And though it is meaningful to have a productive life and to leave something creative and valuable to the rest of the world, to leave a legacy, productivity isn't the ultimate end goal. We want to create a family culture where there are memories replete with beautiful moments of fun. A scrapbook in our minds of amazing moments, memories, books, people that we spoke to, experiences that we had together. Some of our best learning moments can come from a morning read aloud marathon or playing Ticket to Ride, doing fun Friday activities, or pretending we're on the amazing race during geography unit studies. Fun should be part of your plan, so schedule it in. The ninth essential step is to know yourself. You don't need a guru. You need to know you. Knowing yourself. I mean, that is what I do as a certified life coach in this homeschool mom space. I help you to understand you. I help you to learn what's most important to you. So what does it mean to know you? It means understanding your energy drains and your rechargers, noticing what brings you joy, pay attention to what makes you dread your day. I always say to get a journal. It will be your best coach. Self-awareness leads to better planning because it lets you lead with authenticity, not with someone else's idea of success. So know yourself. The 10th essential step is to de-school first and then plan second. Okay, so a note on deschooling. You can't get it done in 6 weeks. You'll probably be doing it even after you homeschool. Ask me how I know. There are so many different ways to deschool your mind. And it isn't just learning that Learning isn't just from curriculum. You don't need tests and grades to learn. You don't need a traditional schoolroom, a certified teacher to learn. There's a lot of assumptions that we've learned about learning, though, and that I'm still learning. I've been carrying, and I'm no longer doing this homeschool thing. I'm supporting you to do that. So I ask you to question yourself. What assumptions about learning are you still carrying that no longer serve you? Are you trying to please a hypothetical school administrator who lives in your head? Are you equating busy work with learning? Deschooling helps you clear space for what actually matters. Don't skip this step, because if you do, you'll be battling with unrealistic expectations of yourself and your kids for a very long time. But when you deschool, you'll begin to lay those unrealistic expectations down, be more present and grounded in your homeschool life, and you'll just have more fun. Back to essential step number 9. And the 11th essential step and final step is to make the plan work for everyone, including you. A successful homeschool plan isn't just about checking boxes or doing all of the curriculum that you purchased back in April to July. A successful homeschool plan is about designing a life that nourishes everyone, including you. So that means you get time to breathe. You have moments for your creativity. That means you have to leave the house where you can't hear kids in the other room, and you don't know that they exist because you are in your own mental space for just an hour, 2 hours a week, if you're able. That means you experience fun, not just responsibilities. So yeah, plan the curriculum, plan your routine, of course, but also plan for your morning quiet time, your Friday night book club, your own passions and goals, because when you're grounded and whole, your homeschool flows from that space. So there you have it, the 11 essential steps to plan a wholehearted homeschool year, one that actually includes you. You don't need a perfect plan. You need an authentic one that reflects who you really are and what your family actually needs, so you can lead from a confident, clear place and it aligned from the inside out. I'd like to hear in the comments below, which one of these steps do you most need to focus on this year? I hope you have a beautiful first week back to homeschool, and I'll see you next week. You've got this, girl.